Hello, and welcome back to Danganronpa. Last time around, we started the investigation for murder of what we possibly believe is Kyoko. And now we're about to start the class trial. Oh, this is very loud in my ears. Oh, give me a sec to bring down the volume. Apologies. Kyoko and Makoto shut up together? What the heck are you two doing? You just disappeared without a word. This game, of course. How can you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's really high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or make up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking, embrace yourselves. He'll be here in any second. Any second. You can show up at any time. I imagine what was about to happen. I immediately tend to prepare myself. But so 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. 5 minutes begin 10.
Why?
What's going on? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... or what? Jesus! Yeah, did I scare you?
Come on.
Demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I mean, you wait? Gone backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
Waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us wait, right? If all agrees to violation, I'll arrange the punishment right now. What's me waiting for? I'm here. Heard that voice, we all spun to look.
hey,
Here, and no rules been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko's still alive. No, that's the ghost! Stop talking. I'll fight you the class trial. You need to say something fun later, right?
What?
It's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late.
is that right?
Stay here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. Well, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, how's your butts on the elevator? I'll be just one step ahead of you. Everyone's gone, we all rush up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Hey, God, I'm glad you're okay. Perhaps that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? That's right, now we gotta deal with the ghost! Tony, stop talking.
Let's go.
Let's just go. What we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. After looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me! Oh, who knows what happens if we take too long.
But
Happy when this trial's all over. During another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I talked to Kyoko before the class trial started. Before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? Because that key or ghost somewhere, didn't you? So
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors on the cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. No idea a body had been discovered. And when did you find out?
So
Just now, I finished my shirt, came down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. It's not go to the crime scene first. I can't go to the trial complete uniform, can I? So that's why you were late.
however,
Sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, that key you found goes to...
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
It's Monokuma's secret tool which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyo's account has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook.
just a
What are
second.
you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto,
All the details after we get through the trial. Okay, Makoto? Now I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
it would seem
Because it's probably the most crucial moment so far for me. Or her. Strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would you say it's a crucial moment for her?
goodbye.
Well, if that's all, as far as I'm concerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. So we're thinking what she said, right? Last one left, I stepped onto the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears and the dread began to consume me once again. Can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. At dusky darkness, nobody said a word. Just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without a warning. Dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was a blinding light of despair.
I can't wait!
I can't wait for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. After pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills!
Get on with the show!
Kill!
So the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Save the data? Yeah. Do you get any new skills? I don't think so.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Important thing, Kyoko's body doesn't belong to her. Kyoko's glove.
I got it!
Or piercing
I'm talking
glare.
about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Well, of course, was Kyoko. That can't prove why we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. I don't have any choice but to. That's a hero. Fake nails. Exploded body analysis.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is
Oh.
absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
And I can prove it.
That Kyoko. Okay, then prove
The dead body
they got burnt up.
Then she was wearing...
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly,
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
I think we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Make your argument. Here's tattoo. I think it's gonna be the tattoo.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right?
Well, can you tell us what's on the victim's own body?
If Kyoko really is,
Then who died? There's gotta be some... I don't think so. The face... And there wasn't any description. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Got to the other information we have. That will be... does this say... Yep.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Yes, Fenrir is... You're just throwing everything at us at first. Gee, I wonder what that is. Enough.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who clue was Mukuro Ikusaba. She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Just want to know there are going to be two suspects. Makoto and Kyoko.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
My suspects now are me and Kyoko. Can't understand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Time the body discovered at 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Look, what time is it? Well, we left the gym just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. We got pickaxe to be here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
In between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. Looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, but to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Make your argument. Sprinklers, body, and fragments near the body.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Nope. That's good. That makes it.
Shoot!
Okay. I should already looked into the whole thing.
We've established a time frame for the murder.
It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep. And
Yeah, from to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections now...
What do we have? Explosive body analysis. Oh. Something appears in the garden at the same time every morning. Think about the course while drying, in which case, when the body must appear in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Nope. Okay. I regret it. I don't think it's a 7:30. Okay. I think I'm gonna get this one wrong.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
There we go. Okay. I was overthinking.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such
Toko.
indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny
Christ.
my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
It wasn't. I think I got the bodies wet. Yes, it took a certain evidence. I should do it. Clear. Moment of truth. Dun 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 dun.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! How can you say it wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
Bum.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. And the girl's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
So something I've seen that was used to cover the body could have been...
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
How would Kyoko say that? She want me to look like the killer. No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp was used the way Kyoko said. Tarp must have touched the body, right? For the body.
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivation. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. What Kyoko said. Your argument. Body before the explosion. Yeah, I think it's gonna be this one.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Nope. Okay.
Shoot!
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
So the reason because the spring, but the underside, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
That's the one.
No, that's
What's
wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
You know what? I'm gonna save here, and then next time around, I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna continue this class trial. I'll see y'all then. Take care. Goodbye.